Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bob Buchan, and as the Chancellor of the University, it is my honor and my privilege to preside over this congregation today. I wish you all a wonderful afternoon. You picked a wonderful afternoon. Apparently, today is summer. It's fun. And it's not too warm that you have to wear shorts, which would be very stressful. As you can tell from my accent, I don't appear to be Scottish, but with a wee bit of work that'll come back. I actually graduated from this institution in 1969, which next year will be a sparkling 50 years since I graduated, which I think absolutely confirms my worst fear that I'm getting old. When I graduated in 1969, the university had about 2,000 students. It was still a global institution. We had students from Glasgow. And it's wonderful to be here at the institution 50 years later. There's now almost 30,000 students. 60 countries are represented in graduations this summer. It's a remarkable achievement, and as you know, Heriot-Watt's been defined as the global university in Britain, and it's a direction that's going to continue to excel in, and I'm very excited to be part of that process. As a self-confessed old person, you get the right to pass on your incredible amount of wisdom to young people. I only have one piece of wisdom I'd like to pass on to you. It took me to my 30s to figure this out, but hopefully you're smarter than me. Well, I know you're smarter than me, so you'll figure it earlier than I did. And that is, in your career, in your life, you're going to set yourself goals. And there's nothing wrong with setting goals. Goals are mountains, if you want. And behind every mountain, there's another mountain. There's always another mountain to try and climb. And if you keep focusing on the goals, your life becomes very blinkered, very focused, very myopic, and you kind of lose sight of what's going on around you. And sometimes, even if you don't successfully meet your goals, the single most important piece of advice I can give you is enjoy the journey. Life is all about the journey, not the goals. The goals are important, they're significant milestones, but if you don't really focus on enjoying the journey, focusing on your community, your friends, your family, and all the other things around you, it ends up being quite empty, no matter how successful you are. That's my 2 cents. Excuse me. I now call upon the Reverend Alistair Donald to open our proceedings.
Many of you I know will have been to the Chaplaincy Centre at some time during your stay here in Edinburgh campus. We give a warm welcome to students and staff of all faiths and of no religion, and it's one of the leading places on the campus here for multicultural engagement. So it's in that spirit I now invite all who wish to do so to join with me in prayer. Almighty and everlasting God, before whom all hearts are open and all desires known, as we gather from many nations, languages, and cultures this day, we give thanks for the special time of graduation, a culmination of our years of discovery and creativity. As we prepare now to walk across the stage, having investigated the wonderful world of matter and energy and living things, so we give thanks for our families and others who supported us in practical ways, for our teachers who've inspired us to do our best, and for those friends who've been alongside us on the long and sometimes hard path of study. And as we move on now to a new phase of life, we ask that you would give us patience and hope as we search for work that will make good use of our time and talents, resisting the temptations of greed, pride, and envy that can so easily entangle, so that we may take our place in society and work for excellence in all things. O Lord, hear our prayer. Amen.
Excuse me. And before we do begin the process of giving out the degrees, I need to tell you something. On the weekend, I went to Orkney to see our campus there and see all the exciting projects that are going on in the blue economy. While I really enjoyed Orkney, Orkney didn't like me. Orkney gave me a cold. So if any of you in the next Tuesday did get a cold, it's not my fault, it's Orkney's fault. And I was also very pleased, I mentioned that in 1969 we actually let students in from Glasgow. Well, you'll be pleased to know that we now have professors from Glasgow. I now call upon Professor Steve McLaughlin, head of the School of Engineering and Physical Science, to make the presentation of awards. We're a very global institution. In the name of the university, I will confer the degrees. Sorry,
Chancellor, in the name of the School of Engineering and Physical Sciences, I present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Mohammed Alawi. Hassan Imran Mohammed Al-Kil. Wo Chows Pai. Nathaniel Lanessa Baisa. Kevin Bidai. Nuogon Wenma no Ega Mizo. Lawrence John Jerno 7. Julia Fairburn. Mohammed Farooq. Maria Elizabeth Josie. Sarush Kajipur. Michael King. Theodora Batso. Witog Simon Milchai. Chanru Chok.